Hello Beth, my name is Lana and I'm in your 10 a.m. Thursday tutorial group. I was part of the Orange group and our art installation was titled Coming Together. Our installation was essentially another group member, Jade, who represented the Indigenous culture and the first people who vacated the land of Australia. The intention of Coming Together was to show the incorporation of cultures throughout Australian history and how these have contributed to form what Australia is very well known for, and that is being a multicultural society. Each group member represented a cultural aspect of diversity in the shape and form of a flag that was painted on jade in a puzzle piece. We did not want our installation to be a message that various cultures over time had impeded the significance of Indigenous perspectives, but rather convey how Australia had developed and become a place accepting of various cultural backgrounds that shape the nation we live in today. Our inspiration for our installation was sparked through discussion on how we all wanted to create a piece that reflected some aspect of multicultural Australia. So Joseph comments, given that culture is embryonic and dynamic, as educators, we have a responsibility to provide students with learning experiences that value the role of their culture in all learning areas. So we felt that cultural diversity was a theme that schools value in teaching to allow students to gain perspective on the world they live in and become accepting of how our country has developed over time. So we began to investigate various YouTube videos that conveyed how others had expressed their acknowledgement for the diversity of Australian culture. And as a group, we each agreed we wanted to incorporate the significance of Indigenous people and felt that this needed to be the driving force of our message. We also identified that the theme of identity was to also be placed at the centre of our presentation, and therefore having various cultures that represented a unique identity from various places around the world allowed us to project this message across. Our installation was an interactive piece of art that expressed how Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences can be incorporated into the arts curriculum. According to Gardner, each human being is capable of 7 relatively independent forms of information processing, with individuals differing from one another in the specific profile of intelligences that they exhibit. Our installation provided many links to Gardner's theory and described how, for example, those students musically motivated can be inspired by taking the themed music of the installation and interpreting that in their own way. Our installation makes strong cross-curricular links to the Ausval's content area of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, as it addresses the conceptual framework of identity by embedding the history and culture into the arts education. The 3 main ideas that centre on this cross-curricular priority being country, place, culture and people, all play a significant role in our installation. The setting we used for our installation was intended to reflect the natural surroundings that Indigenous people are connected to and convey of high importance to their cultural background. Our installation has a unique element to it that makes it easily adaptable to link with sustainability within a school setting. For example, the installation can be created using natural recycled materials to create a school mural showing the diverse cultures students from the school community can add. My focus area of the arts for the installation was media arts. The use of media arts in arts education is becoming quite predominant in the primary classroom today. From new software and online streaming to new hardware and smartboards, the arts are being heavily integrated into the 21st century's educative classroom. Maguire comments on media arts as being the process by which we infuse the music discipline with multimedia and available technologies and other disciplines. Our installation provided great inspiration in adapting this type of ongoing art exhibit in primary settings. In relation to Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, musical interests and spatial intelligences provided a strong relationship to media arts as the music used in our installation created mood and setting for what we were trying to convey in the clip. Further, spatial intelligence, in relation to the various camera angles used in the installation, provided inspiration for students to take the themes of identity and cultural diversity and portray these from various viewpoints and perspectives using media technologies such as digital and video recording cameras. The Australian curriculum comments that students explore and interpret diverse and dynamic cultural, social, historical, and institutional factors that shape contemporary communication through media technologies and globally networked communications. Our installation supports and addresses the ability for students to use media arts to represent the themes and ideas of identity and cultural diversity in effective ways. Additionally, my other area of focus was the English curriculum. Our installation showed many ways children could develop the skills of inferring, justifying, predicting, and making conclusions based on watching the process of the installation. As our installation does not include any verbal communication through speech, students can develop their ability of writing and represent their interpretations of the themes of multiculturalism and diversity from their own perspective. Further, students are able to link this installation in their literacy learning to that of Indigenous perspectives and therefore develop their knowledge further in this critical learning area. Creative arts in the classroom are an integral aspect of children's development in fostering creativity and wonderment for students to express in various ways. Kremen comments on imagination as part of creative arts as the dynamo of the brain, the source of all our intellectual energy and creativeness. As long as the imagination generates its power, we remember, understand, learn, and think smoothly and efficiently, at least within the constraints established by the imagination itself. This quote really captures all elements of what creative arts is all about and conveys that in the primary classroom and beyond, there are no limitations in terms of one's imagination and what can be transcended from that. It is vital for children to be given opportunities in the arts classroom as it allows for creative expression from students. Ewing comments on the significance of studies conducted on the impact creative arts had on other subject areas, expressing that students were shown to improve their levels of English language and writing as a result of the exposure to the environment of creative arts. Children were also showing an ability to convey higher order thinking skills as their motivation to learn was increased due to alternative ways to express their learning. Creative arts also emits intrinsic benefits for students, as described by Ewing, as students gain greater sense of accomplishment when given the opportunity to create a piece based on their own interpretations. An integral aspect of creative arts for students is also allowing them to gain an appreciation for the beauty of art and how they can value something that they have had the pleasure of creating. So our installation coming together captures the specific elements that the creative arts convey when creating an art piece that is to be an ongoing process. The ideas and themes throughout the installation provide much inspiration for children in primary settings to adapt to their own classroom and for teachers to embed effectively into other learning areas. Well, thank you, Beth, for watching my process video. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and thank you so much again.
Forgive me, forget me, no.